It is showtime, baby. Showtime. We got to get things cracking. So, you know what? I'm rolling up. Before we get everything happening. I got some lemon pepper that I'm rolling up right now, you guys. I don't even want to make this blunt any smaller. I want this blunt to be as fat as it can be. What's going on, y'all? Who's heard the new Buffalo freestyle? Who has heard the new Buffalo freestyle? Put your thumbs up. Everybody share this video with your friends. Who's heard the Drake and Benny the Butcher joint? What an epic joint. Benny the Butcher has been talking about working with Drake for some time now, you guys. What up, Schwavy? Appreciate you tapping in, G's. Did you get a chance to hear the new joint with Drake and Benny the Butcher? Benny's been talking about it for some time now. You know, when a dope new artist comes out in the game that, you know, all the fans really take to, they say, hey, what would this dope ass artist sound like with a little bit of Drake on top of it? We had heard rumors that Drake had done records with Rollo. We had seen Drake shout out people like people like Max B and do records with people like French Montana. You better go listen to that joint, Schwavy. Benny the Butcher's got a heater. Benny the Butcher's got a heater on there. What up, Ashad? Appreciate you for tapping in. Share this video. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button and share this video. Man, how about that? The BMF premiere, quite a few performances. And what did T.I. do? What did T.I. do at his performance, you guys? T.I. had to do it. T.I. had to do it, you guys. He had to make another call out for a versus battle. And T.I. has officially called out 50 Cent once again. Would you ever be a Schwavy? What are you asking me? You're saying, would I ever be a rapper or producer or songwriter or label executive? Would I ever be any of those things? Oh, you're just asking me, would I be any of those things right there? Well, I'm not a producer. Um, Sometimes I do help when it comes to a little bit of songwriting techniques. Try bro, what up? What up? What up? Try bro. Appreciate you tapping in, man. T.I. don't want that smoke with 50. That's what you're saying, bro. You're saying T.I. don't want that smoke with Fifth. You know, a lot of people were saying that 50 would take T.I. in a versus battle. I mean, if we're debating T.I. and 50 Cent, man, I think it's a more of a debate than just a KO. You know, you can't just come on here and say, oh, T.I. isn't going to be able to hold a feather to 50 Cent. Oh, well, Schwavy here says T.I. versus 50, 50 wins. Ashad says never. What are you talking about, bro? Who do you got in this situation with T.I. versus 50 Cent? Because I'm going to tell you, man, that is a battle that I suggested a few lives ago, and I think that thing would actually go. I don't think 50 would take that as easily as he thinks. Because what about when T.I. breaks out some of his classic records like Live Your Life with Rihanna? The only 50 Cent song that's going to compare to that is probably In the Club. And then what about when T.I. just comes with all of his other major records? Like T.I. has anthems, you guys. Like shit. What's 50 gonna 50 probably got records like Rubber Band Man covered, 24's covered, you know what I mean? My man right there, Shad says it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna give the edge to Tip. I agree with you, man. I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with you. Just looking at the albums, T.I. has had a more variety of, first of all, he's had more albums than 50. I mean, if you're not including Power of the Dollar and Guess Who's Back, which I don't really know what records off of those joints he would use for verses. Maybe the Beyonce cut of Thug Love or something. What do you guys think? Does 50 really have many records to use off of his earlier releases? T.I. has been releasing hit records since his second album, Trap Music. You know, T.I. has had records since the Faye produced Let's Get Away. 50 has an entire album. Yeah. I mean, what are you saying? He's gonna perform Patiently Waiting? T.I. is gonna perform T.I. is gonna perform some of his street records and take that out. I ain't gonna front though. I ain't gonna front though. 50 has a lot of records when it comes to his second album too. 50 could even do the games records, Hate It or Love It, How We Do. You know what I mean? He could bring them out. He could bring the game out potentially and do that record and just annihilate T.I. in a way. Power of the Dollar had huge records. How to Rob, Life's on the Line, Ghetto Quran, Thug Love. Try, bro. You think 50's gonna use those records if he were? And what do y'all think in the chat? If 50 does a versus, is he gonna use these records? Is he gonna use How to Rob? Is 50 gonna use Life's on the Line or Ghetto Quran? The one I suggested was Thug Love. Another one he has is Material Girl. That doesn't really have a feature on it though. Who's got the better film, ATL or Get Rich or Die Trying? To be honest with you, man, I haven't seen ATL. To be 100% honest with you, I have not seen ATL. And that's just me being 100% real with you. But I would have to say, even as bad as Get Rich or Die Trying was, because Get Rich or Die Trying was not the best movie, y'all. Even as bad as that was, I would highly doubt ATL was a better movie. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate you for tuning in tonight. Miguel, appreciate you for tuning in tonight as well. 50 wins over T.I. Before you leave, Kat, who do you got in the versus battle? 50 Cent or T.I.? Get Rich or Die Trying over ATL. 50 has a stronger stage presence than T.I. And as we've seen in these versus battle, sometimes stage presence is everything, but it's also about the performance value that you have. Like, you know what I'm saying? The performance value. Ja Rule's performance value outweighed Fat Joe having that stage presence and that charisma to say all that crazy shit. Ja Rule's pure performance outweighed that. If T.I. can come with some crazy performance, he'll have a shot in that regard. But how was he on the stage, man? Because, 50 does a lot of this. 50 does a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes 50 doesn't move all around like some of the other performers that I've seen out of New York. And that's a way that he could edge him. Ooh, look at that. Kat has T.I. because she says T.I. has lyrics for days. She says T.I. has lyrics for days. Ti needs all his collaborations to pull that off. Ti has some great collaborations, man. Like the one I mentioned earlier with Rihanna. He's even worked with Eminem as well. Highly doubt Eminem would come out against 50 Cent. You know what I mean? But they've worked together. It's been documented that Eminem has a respect. You know what I mean? It's been documented that Eminem has a respect for Ti, if not a friendship. I believe Ti and 50 Cent are actually working together when it comes to a show as well. So the relationship with 50 Cent and Ti is there. I mean, obviously, BMF premiere, 50 Cent had Ti come and perform a medley of his hits. So that just shows you right there that they're cordial at the very least. And Ti took another opportunity to actually call him out. Ti's been calling out everybody well, not really everybody, but he's been calling out, major stars in order to get, a decent versus battle. Now, like I said in one of the last lives, it was funny because Busta Rhymes actually called out Ti. You know, let me see right here. Hey, what's going on, Amanda? She says not to sound all the way off the wall or anything, but what do you think about Rap a Lot versus So Def? What do I think about Rap a Lot versus So Def? Let me let me go Rap a Lot Records. Let me get all the artists here for Rap a Lot Records, just so we can get a clear establishment. So we got the Ghetto Boys. Let's see, we got Bushwick Bill. Who else do we got here? Let me see. Who are all their artists? They got a lot. They got Yuck Mouth. They had Yuck Mouth over there. Zero, Scarface, UTP, which was Juvenile and all them. Devin the Dude. Um, they had quite a few names. Do or Die, Ghetto Boys, Thug Lords, a couple projects from Devin the Dude, a couple projects from Scarface. They actually had Hussein Fatal before his passing. Wow. Ghetto Twins. Now let me take a look at the So Def. They had some crazy artists. They had Criss Cross, Escape, Monica, Bow Wow, them franchise boys. Not saying I liked some of these guys. They had Daz Dillinger at one point. That's lit. 3LW. Um, let me see. They had Bone Crusher, Young Bloods. They managed TLC at one point. Anthony Hamilton. Harlem World. I'm not sure if that was Mace's Harlem World, but wow, what an ensemble of talent from both. I guess I would have to say Rap a Lot though. Out of the two, Rap a Lot. Mace was saying Wu Tang would destroy Outkast. Um, I love both of those groups, man. It's debatable, you know what I mean? Wu Tang obviously more of a hardcore group. Um, Let me see who said that. You said Mace. Mace has had both sides. Mace has done both sides of the fence. He's been Murder Mace, but he's also been, Welcome Back Mace. So I could see Mace really liking, either side of that. Mace has really been to the point where sorry about that, you guys. Had to plug my charger back in the wall, but we good to go. Yeah, when it comes to sales, man, I'm not gonna base it off sales when it comes to Outkast and it comes to Wu-Tang Clan, man. It's not based on sales. It's more of a personal preference when you're dealing with those two groups. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to listen to some Outkast, sometimes I'm more of an Andre 3000 guy. You know what I'm saying? With Wu Tang, you have a whole lot more variety. I'm a ODB guy any day of the week. Any day of the week, I'm gonna listen to Old Dirty Bastard. Not listening to Big Boy any day of the week. You know what I mean? Let me see. Method Man, Raekwon, Ghostface Killer, more so. Very into Ghostface Killer. Is the Locks a better, more consistent group than the Wu Tang, Mikey T? I'm gonna have to say that the Locks didn't really get the opportunity to be as consistent as they wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? The Locks did not get the Locks didn't get the opportunity to be as consistent as they wanted to be. Just looking at their discography, man. Money, Power, and Respect, that was dropped in 98 when I really started listening to hip hop. We Are the Streets, 2000. Um, Then from then we didn't get another one until what was it? 2015, 2016, Filthy America. So the Locks haven't really had the opportunity to be the most consistent group. That's why outside of that, we've had to see, Styles, Chic, and Jada go on to release, well, tremendous solo albums. You know what I mean? All their solo. I've been even into Cheek Lucha's solo albums all the way dating back to the Silverback Gorilla joints. You know what I mean? I was thoroughly in tune with everything they were doing just because a lot of people looked at Jada and Styles P as the bigger members with bigger pushes for their albums. I was still in tune with the releases from Sheik Luch. Now, Wu-Tang, obviously they had so many different members that went on and signed with so many different labels, but they also had more albums, like Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, the Wu-Tang Forever, which followed that up a few years later. They actually, they moved sporadically with their albums, like 93, 97, 2000, the W, Iron Flag, 8 Diagrams. Not my favorite, 8 Diagrams, whatever though. Because that's the one where I was really, it was their 5th album. I was really kind of hype on the 8 Diagrams joint. That's when I was really into Ghostface, man. Ghostface really caught me for a minute as, kind of like a follow-up to Old Dirty Bastard. Let me see. Hold on one second right here. Tribro says Styles P has the most consistent projects from the Locks. Neither Jada or Sheik have a classic album. Yeah, Jadakiss's albums, they've been far and few. They've been far and few in between. I can say, I'll say few because what does he have? 5 albums, you guys. Let's see. Kiss the Game Goodbye, 2001. Kiss of Death, 2004. The Last Kiss, and that's when you really noticed it between Kiss of Death and The Last Kiss from 2004 to 2009. A 5-year lapse. A 5-year lapse. And then Top 5 Dead or Alive, a 6-year lapse. And it was really like, Jesus, what's going on with Jadakiss? I wish Jadakiss could release albums more consistently. That's all I'm saying. I was supposed to watch the trailer last night. I'm not sure if I saw that. It does sound familiar, though. You already know that, Rob the General. Hell yeah. Major salute to you for tuning in tonight, brother. You know I had to come on here and talk about it tonight. T.I. comes and performs and takes another shot. He goes, hey, 50, we got to do this Verzuz. This is what the people want to see, man. This is what the people want to see. This is what the people want to see. And you know what, man? I think it is. I think the people want to see the clash between the King of the South and the King of New York. I think the people want to see the clash, the King of the South versus the King of New York. I think it would be one of the biggest things for hip hop, you guys. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll be one of the biggest versus battle. Right there with Diddy and Jermaine Dupri. More honestly, right there with Diddy and Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? The battle that will more than likely never happen. Because sometimes we don't necessarily get those legendary battles that we would like to see. You know what I'm saying? You don't get every legendary battle that you would want to see. Gucci Man and Young Jeezy is you know what I mean? That is That's an example. That's like a difference to the rule. You don't get something like that, you guys, and we had the privilege of it. Getting Gucci Man versus Young Jeezy, that was like actually getting 50 Cent. That was like getting 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. Nah, George. T.I., come on, man. Everybody know T.I. is the King of the South. T.I. eclipsed Ludacris's sales. Don't make me pull up these sales, you guys. Don't make me pull up the sales from T.I. I'll do it right now. Let me see. Trap Music had let's see. Trap Music sold 110,000 copies first week. That was his second album. Urban Legend His third album sold 195,000 copies in its first week. Still not that great. King, his fourth album, King, came out and it sold 522,000 copies first week, y'all. Let me see. T.I. versus T.I.P. And this dropped 2007. T.I. versus T.I.P. came out and sold 470,000 copies first week. 470,000 copies first week. Paper Trail, 568,000 copies first week. Bro, look at these sales through all these albums. You can't compete with that shit, man. You can't compete with that shit. Shit started going downhill for T.I. though in 2010 when he got out of jail and released the album No Mercy and sold 159,000 copies first week. He followed that up with Trouble Man, which actually only sold 500,000 copies overall. So it went gold. Then he came out with Paperwork. Let me see. How did Paperwork do? You can't really get the sales weren't as big anymore, so it was hard to get them. Paper Trail was his biggest one. 568,000 copies in a week. Bro. No, I'm just telling you, George, that T.I. eclipsed Ludacris as the most well-known rapper from the South. That's why I give him the King of the South. You know? That's all I'm saying right there. That's why T.I. has Ludacris as the King of the South. And that's why it's going to be the King of the South versus the King of New York. I like it, you guys. I like it. The King of the South versus the King of New York. 50 Cent versus T.I. Swizz Beats, Timbaland. I think this is the next one you got to put on. I think you got two surefire hits right in front of you. You got it from the CEO aspect. The producer aspect with Diddy and Jermaine Dupri. But you also got it from the top act. You got G Unit's top guy, the G Unit General, 50 Cent versus Grand Hustle's T.I. T.I.P. if you want to get a little thug with it. Just imagine what could come out. Hold on, T.I. Yeah, there we go, right there. You already know what it is, guys. What do y'all think? Was this the right place? Was this the right place for T.I. to do this? Was this the right place for T.I. to actually call out 50 Cent once again? Was it the right place to do it at the BMF premiere, you guys? Or did T.I. go a little bit far? You know what I mean? You already got up there. You're getting the check. You're already securing the bag. You know what I'm saying? You're securing the bag. You got the money, but now you want to get another check. Now you want to get another bag. And that's why I think T.I., when he got the opportunity on this platform, he did it. He pressed the button, just like he's been doing all over social media on his phone, talking about, yo, why can't I get this big battle? He's going to get it now. He called the man out at his premiere. T.I. is getting PR points for this, but he's not getting that W. You're right, homie. Flip the narrative. Give the people something else to report about. Give them a new T.I. line to report about. Well, here's the line. It's the king of the South versus the king of New York. That's the new narrative. No more crazy narrative about parties. T.I. wants to flip it. He wants the people to go back and look at the music that he's released. What have we got over the last few years from these versus battles? We've gotten to see the rappers get their flowers. Just like Nori says when he brings the rappers on to Drink Champs, he's bringing them on to Drink Champs to give them their flowers. When we see these versus battles, we get to see the artists perform parts of their catalog that we grew up on, the parts of their catalog that we saw them put out that made us become fans of them and kept us as fans. It's taking us back through moments. It's nostalgic. You know what I'm saying? When Ja Rule got on that stage at Madison Square Garden, that's the first time probably in 10, 12 years, maybe more, that Ja Rule has been on a packed stage at Madison Square Garden, I would have to say, unless he had got brought out by somebody. What are T.I.'s top 5 songs, you think? Top 5 songs for the battle? Let's run over some of T.I.'s hits, man. We were just going over the albums. Let's go over some of the hits from some of these albums. Like I said, one of the big records I think is going to be Let's Get Away with Jazzy Faye. But then also from his second album, he's got 24s. He's got Rubber Band Man. So that's 3 right there, just off his second album. Urban Legend, that's the joint where he actually he had Bring 'Em Out, You Don't Know Me. He could even do ASAP. Somebody had said one record, and he could definitely do ASAP. ASAP was lit. Let me see. Let me see. Yep, ASAP. Let me see. What else has he got here? Wow, he had My Life with Daz Dillinger. That's cool. He actually had Hustlin' with Governor as well. Let me see. So we're already at how many records were we at right there? And that's just on the second album. Then he had King, which had What You Know About That, Why You Want to Do That, Live in the Sky, Top Back. Maybe some people don't know Live in the Sky, but that's another 4 records right there. T.I. versus T.I.P. had Big Things Poppin', You Know What It Is, and I'm not too familiar with Hurt. Paper Trail had Whatever You Like, What Up, What's Happening, Swagger Like Us, Live Your Life, Dead and Gone. What is that, 15 records? Yep, you can have whatever you like. Yeah, guys. T.I.'s got some records, man. Do I need to go over the 50 records? Should we go over the 50 records to see what 50 has to go against him? Because honestly, you guys, this battle, if it does happen with 50 and T.I., I think it'll have some of the biggest bangers. It'll have some of the biggest bangers. Like I said, 50 can come out and do the records with Game, possibly strike a deal with the Game. You know, he could possibly strike a deal with the Game to get Game to come out and do How We Do and Hate It or Love It. I want to know from the chat, though, what would 50 bring Banks, Buck, or Yayo out to do? I don't think he would do So Seductive, right? I don't know, Schwavy. Let's take a look at 50's, man. Let's take a look at 50's, bro. I'm going to look at 50's record now. I'm going to look at 50's, man, because we just went over T.I.'s, man. And I'm not going to discount. All right, so Get Rich or Die Trying. Get Rich or Die Trying, we got, let me see what we really got on Get Rich or Die Trying. We got In the Club. If we get to 16, I'm going to give it to 50. We got In the Club, 21 Questions, Many Men, PIMP. If I can't, I guess if T.I. is going to do ASAP, 50 Cent can do If I Can't. So that's 5 right out the first album. Massacre. Let's get to the Massacre. Oh, and then also we got Hate It or Love It and How We Do, which dropped before the massacre. I'm adding those. That's 7. Let's see what else we got here. The massacre. We got Disco Inferno, Candy Shop, Just a Little Bit, Out of Control remix. I'll give him the Out of Control remix. I will not give him the original Out of Control because that was trash. Curtis. I'm wondering if there's anything on Curtis because I did not like this album. Amusement Park, no, do not play Amusement Park. Do not play Amusement Park. I Get Money, Ayo Technology, okay. What do you guys think? I'll Still Kill with Akon? Can he play I'll Still Kill with Akon? Curtis 187, you say? I don't know. Curtis 187 was kind of whack. Can he play I'll Still Kill with Akon, you guys? All right, let's see what's up next before I self-destruct. I'm gonna give him I'll Still Kill. So let's see. Before I self-destruct, Baby by Me, and I'm not giving him Do You Think About Me. So right now he's at 15. Right now he's at 15. And I'm not giving him nothing off anything. I'm not giving him anything off of Animal Ambition. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention Hustler's Ambition, When It Rains It Pours. What else did he Window Shopper. So boom, that brings 50 up to 18 right there. Yeah, 187 was whack, man. I'm sorry. Curtis 187 was whack. I'll go over every single whack track on the Curtis album right now. Let's see. Curtis was a very, very bad album. I hate to say it. You know, he should have never swapped out Curtis for Before I Self-Destruct. He would have done so much. My Gun Go Off was so lame. Man Down was really good. I'll give it to him. Man Down was really good. I'll Still Kill was cool. I Get Money got played out. Come and Go was terrible. Ayo Technology was whack. Follow My Lead, it was cool. I'll give it to him. So he's got Follow My Lead was cool. Moving On Up was terrible. Straight to the Bank. Straight to the Bank, horrendous. Actually, I like Straight to the Bank's verses, not the hook though. Amusement Park was whack. Fully Loaded Clip was whack. Peep Show was whack. Fire with Young Buck and Nicole Scherzinger was whack. All of Me, was amazing. All of Me was amazing. So yeah, he had some good records on there. Can I give you all of me? What you gonna give me back? Curtis 187 was whack, but Touch the Sky with Yeah was pretty cool. If I Can't, didn't I say If I Can't was on there? But yo, let me I'm about to bring on my guy Bonds. About to bring on my guy Bonds Simmons. What up, G's?
What's poppin', my guy?
So Bonds, didn't you guys say I was crazy a few days ago when I suggested 50 Cent versus T.I.?
Nah, I wouldn't say that's crazy though.
Yo,
but
bro,
you did mention it, but nah, I don't think that's crazy.
It's got the writing on the wall. I mean, the king of the South versus the king of New York, right?
Yeah, I mean, arguably, you could say arguably on both. You can say arguably on both.
Well, Bond, somebody was saying Ludacris has T.I. when it comes to the king of the South, but I was really just breaking down. I think T.I. eclipsed Ludacris's music popularity. Just my personal feelings. I mean, and it speaks with the record sales, Bonds. I mean, it speaks with the sales, man. T.I. was moving 500,000 in a week, 568,000 in a week, 470,000 in a week. I mean, to move that many units in 1 week, like that's crazy, Bonds. 570,000 units in 1 week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Wayne did like 1.5 or something.
Yeah. That's another person that T.I. has wanted to do a versus battle with.
Now you know what I was thinking. Wayne is unfortunately Wayne can't do verses. He's too big.
Mm.
He can't do a versus with nobody, man.
Wayne already technically did a whole versus tour with Drake, if you don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they would basically, I think the fans would vote or something, and every night a different one of them would close it. But I don't know. Birdman saying that he would have to go up against Tunchi is just a little bit weird, to be honest with you, man. But I mean, and then somebody else was saying that Eminem's music isn't really a versus style of music. Do you think that's accurate? I think that's hard to tell.
Nah, it depends on who you go up against. I mean, because for that, it depends on who you go up against.
Yeah, it depends on how they present it. You know what I mean? It's like, it could be presented as a showcase of lyrics. You know what I mean? It could, the whole presentation could be a different way if they had someone like Eminem on the stage.
Right.
Yeah, George says that Drake versus Wheezy is the only one. And yeah, Bonds probably just got logged out on accident. But George, I agree. I think that would be the one because of the fact that they are friends too. I think that would be the one because of the fact that they're friends where if Timbaland and Swizz actually if Timbaland and Swizz actually convinced
What I just did.
Drake. I think Drake and Lil Wayne doing a versus would be potentially a potential because they're actually friends, Bonds.
Yeah. I can see them, yeah. That's a fact. I can see that.
And now, but you know what, man? Like it's like the levels of music. We would have music from Wayne going all the way back to, you know what I mean, 1990 whatever, and then music from Drake from what 2008, 2009 or whatever, 2010. It'd be a little bit different in that aspect from other battles we've seen.
Yeah, Drake, Weezy would probably have to start. He probably would start, you know what I'm saying, with Drake. Started.
Okay.
He probably would, you know what I'm saying? He don't even need to go in his bag for that's what I'm saying. That's why he's really too big for verses, man. I hate to even say that. Like, I mean, I hate to say that, but
yeah, so Ti was actually at the BMF premiere. They made a big deal about the BMF premiere this weekend. And Ti had an opportunity to perform, and he was like, "Yo, 50, we got to do this versus. This is what the people want to see, man." He said, "I'm waiting on you, 50." Before congratulating him, of course, on the BMF premiere, he's waiting on 50 Cent, man. 50 has said it before, he feels like versus is something that you do when the pandemic was around. I think it's outgrown the pandemic, Bonds.
yeah. Definitely, man. The verses right now is it's big, man. It's entertaining for the culture, man. It's something that's dope. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I like the verses. You know.
Why do you think T.I. is trying to drum up this battle with 50, though, man? He's called him out on the internet now, and now he calls him out at his own show premiere. How does 50, you're a Queens dude, how does somebody take to a challenge like that, man, over and over?
If enough people don't get behind it, it ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna move fifth. Like, if enough people call for it. But I don't know, because it's crazy. Like, T.I. just see the versus effect. You know what I'm saying? So he just wanna, I think like he, you know what I'm saying? He wanna get in the ring with somebody, and then he wanna get in the ring with somebody that he feel like he got a legitimate chance to win. Or I'm sure he feels like he's could beat him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as far as Fisto, he ain't gonna really. I don't know, because he probably feel like he could smoke T.I. though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
T.I.'s smart too, Bonds, because he wants any other headline out there about him right now.
Right. But see, I'm thinking from the business point of view why Fifth ain't gonna want to mess with the verses. Like, I'm telling you, because dude just, I mean, like, switching them on it, and it's Puffy with Ciroc, and like if he do a versus, he's gonna want to change the business. You know what I'm saying about it? He's gonna want to have his liquor be there instead of Ciroc, and like it's probably like
I think T.I. arguably has more hits than Ja Rule, man. So I don't know if this is something. I don't know if this is something that 50 really wants to jump into, man. Like, because T.I. has more hits than Ja Rule. Let's go over some of them, Bonds. I mean, I don't think it really starts at T.I.'s first album, I'm Serious. That was the album that was kind of slept on, sort of like Power of the Dollar.
right.
This album really didn't have too many songs that you would know about. I'm Serious actually only sold 165,000 copies. It was released on the label called Arista. Are you familiar with that label?
Yeah, Arista.
Arista.
Yeah, that was a major. That was a major though. Arista was a major.
Due to the poor commercial reception of the album, T.I. asked for a joint venture deal with Arista or to be released from his contract. He was eventually dropped from the label. It's his lowest selling album to date, 270,000 copies sold. So that says to me that, you know, a few people after T.I. got famous, 100,000 approximately, went and said, let me go check out the old I'm Serious album.
Nah, but that's crazy. So his lowest first week was 260?
No, his lowest overall.
Oh, that's overall. I'm about to say.
Yeah, his lowest overall was just over 250,000 sold.
Oh, yeah. That's yeah.
That's
what album is that?
What would you say?
What album? Which album is that?
That was 2001's album I'm Serious by T.I.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Bonds, I mean, if we're comparing and contrasting, that's got to be far above 50 Cent's album Power of the Dollar.
Well, Power of the Dollar wasn't on. Power of the Dollar wasn't even really released like that. So it definitely wasn't on released on a label, like, you know what I mean? So
he did record it for Columbia though.
Right. He recorded it for Columbia, but he wound up dropping it on his own once they wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Once they wasn't gonna drop it, and he lost his deal or whatever.
Which is probably a bigger label. Columbia was probably a bigger label than Arista.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Columbia. I mean,
I'm just pointing out facts, Bonds. I don't think that 50 Cent sold 250,000 copies of that Power of the Dollar.
Oh, nah. Definitely don't think.
But they do contend that they did sell 500,000 copies of that Guess Who's Back. So maybe that is the comparison, unless you put Guess Who's Back up against Trap Music.
Right.
Trap Music, T.I.'s second album, which was released with Atlantic, and he had his own label at this point.
Well, if you really want to go there, then you could count 50's mixtapes. The G Unit is the Future and shit like that. Them joints went probably platinum.
Well, I guess we'll count Guess Who's Back then to go against this
album. He went platinum on the mixtapes. 50 went platinum on the mixtapes.
So this album actually released, Trap Music actually released after 50's solo debut, Get Rich, though. This released August 2003. Get Rich released, if I'm not mistaken, around March, February of 2003?
Get Rich or Die Trying. Nah, 3? Nah, I thought, that was like 2000.
No, it was 2003.
Was?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It was the beginning of 2003. It was actually February. Yep, just like I said, February. Now, so Trap Music had singles like 24s, Rubber Band Man, Let's Get Away. I know you know all those songs, Bonds.
Yeah.
You know all those songs.
Yeah, all them joints.
That's 3 records right there.
Yeah.
3 bona fide hits.
I didn't say I love them bona fide hits. I just say I know
them. They're 3 bona fide hits for the Verzuz battle.
They usable for the Let's Get Away with the Jazzy Faye. That's a bona fide hit. I don't know.
That was my favorite song from T.I. to date.
Word.
Yeah.
It's a vibe though. It's a vibe.
All right, so let me ask you, is How to Rob going to be in 50 Cent's playlist?
Yeah, gotta be. That's the one that kicked it off. Like,
Okay.
made everybody hate him.
Ghetto Quran?
I don't know if he'll play that in the verses. I don't know if he'll do that in the verses.
All right, so
If he was to do a verses.
They kind of kick it off with How to Rob in probably 24s, huh?
Yeah, How to Rob 24s, yeah.
Who takes that first round then?
How to Rob.
I don't know. I think 24s takes him, man. Maybe you're right, though. Does he play Thug Love with Beyonce?
Yeah.
He does, for sure. So that goes up against Let's Get Away then.
Yeah. And that kills it.
That beats Let's Get Away with the unofficial, with the never shot video of Beyonce.
That's Beyonce, baby. It's Beyonce.
Okay.
And reverse Jazzy Faye. What are we talking about? Shout out to Jazzy Faye.
All right. So
he would agree.
So T.I. comes with Urban Legend next.
Murder.
Urban Legend. Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. You Don't Know Me.
That's my shit.
And one that is kind of a hit, but I think it's considerable to play, ASAP.
Nah, that's my shit.
Okay.
All three of them joints was my joints just now. Okay. Yeah. All three of them is probably like, those are like three of my top, not the top three, maybe, but those are like three of my top.
All right, so Bonds, we see now what's happened for T.I. And this album dropped November 30th, 2004. It sold 195,000 copies first week. Now, yeah, that's not that great. 195,000 copies first week. 50 Cent's artists actually sold more than that. Lloyd Banks and Young Buck actually sold more than that first week on both of their debut albums. Now, Bonds, I want to ask you about the next album, King. It dropped a year and about 5 months later, March 28th, 2006. King sells 522,000 copies first week. How did he have such a dramatic jump in sales?
What was the lead single?
The lead singles were What You Know, Why You Wanna, Live in the Sky, and Top Back Remix.
Who was on that Top Back? That Top Back was my joint too.
He came back with even bigger records, is one of the things.
Now T.I. was on fire, man. He came back with bigger records. He was a bigger artist at that time because that propelled him to a bigger platform. So by the time he dropped that next one, by the time he dropped this one, he was already on a bigger platform. He already had more fans. He was on that Mount Rushmore at the of that generation of that time. You know what I'm saying?
But Bonds, to go from 195,000 copies in a week to 522, like that jump must have shocked him too.
Yeah, well, he went from BET to MTV. So that's what comes with that. You feel me?
Yep.
He went from BET, Cross. He went from BET to MTV.
Let me see who was on this Top Back remix that you speak so highly of.
Then he got with, because he got with what label he got with? When he got with the did he get? No, he didn't get with Def Jam. Who's?
Nah, he's still stuck with Atlantic, Bonds. He's stuck
with Atlantic.
Because Atlantic gave him the deal that he wanted from Arista, I guess. He wanted his own label.
Right.
And Atlantic gave it to him.
Okay.
He had a little bit of proven sales history, with that 160,000 records sold or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, so from there, 2006 to 2007, they say we need another T.I. album the very next year, Bonds. There's no more 2-year wait for T.I. And so he drops an album within a year and 3 months, July 3rd, 2007. And this joint has Big Things Poppin', You Know What It Is, and Hurt. And it sold 470,000 copies first week. I think Big Things Poppin', and you know what it is, could be used, but I'm not too familiar with Hurt.
Big Things Poppin' was my joint, man. That's another one of my favorite T.I. joints. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Damn, you waking me up from my sleep right now. I was sleeping on T.I. And you waking me up, Mikey.
Now, what do you make of the little drop in sales, Bonds? Because this one moves 470,000 copies in a week. Maybe the singles. I mean, he didn't have as strong singles here with Big Things Poppin', and you know what it is compared to What You Know, Why You Wanna, Top Back. Like he kind of pulled back a little bit on the singles.
How many videos did he have? Who dropped around that same time?
Yep.
Lot of factors. You know what I mean?
Yep. I want to say that you know what it is. Yep, that was the
when he caught that first case and had to do that time. Which album was that?
That was after the King album. We're gonna get there in a second.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he did the record. You know what it is with Wyclef, and I think that was a little bit of a. I think that was a little bit of a subdued more than the. You know, like people were like the Top Back. They like
yeah. It wasn't that high energy, but I kind of like that joint with Wyclef. That joint was
He still brought out nearly 500,000 people to get off their asses in 1 week and go purchase something.
Yeah, and that's when it was purchasing. Wasn't just downloading.
Let's see. Every producer wanted to work with him here, I imagine. So he had Blaze, Just Blaze.
Right.
Just Blaze.
Right.
He had Manny Fresh. He had
He had a banger with Manny's too.
He had Eminem on that album as well on a song called Touchdown with Eminem. Would he play the record with Eminem or not? So probably not so much.
If he was doing it against 50, he would.
No way Eminem's coming out though to side with T.I. against 50 though.
No.
It ain't gonna be no Ashanti thing going on there, Bonds.
Yeah, ain't gonna be no. It was passing Ashanti.
It was passing Ashanti around. I don't think that's going to be the case with Eminem, though. I think Eminem, even though he has
looking so good, though, Mikey, that shit was crazy.
What'd you say?
Ashanti was looking so good, man.
Yeah, I agree. He's looking all right. So where do we go from here? Man? We also Bonds. I wanted to say, T.I. versus T.I.P. Possibly Bonds. Possibly why the name title T.I. versus T.I.P. Some people were like, the hell's that title?
Yeah, I remember that album.
Could that have played a factor in it, Bonds? The people being like, what the hell's this album? T.I. versus T.I.P. It's not why didn't you just some cool title like King or not at all?
No, I feel like people knew what he was saying. Like he was, dealing with, struggling with, two sides of it. T.I. always kind of had that little thing about him, like, businessman / street person. So like, he had on the cover looking at himself in the mirror, white beat on, and then he had the suit on, and so we pretty much understood, it was two sides of T.I. That been kind of his calling card or whatever.
Yeah, all right. I'll give that one to you, man. I'll give that one.
Yeah, because as a T.I. fan, that's how I took it. I didn't like throw me off or nothing.
So T.I. comes with his biggest album. It follows up a month or a year and about 2 months later, Bonds. Just the same, 2008, September 2008.
Virgo
15 months. Let's talk about that. Let's break that down. Why is it a year and 2 months? How come a year and 2 months?
No. Do you have legal problems or some shit?
Nah, I mean, this just seemed like the formula now. Like every year and 2 months, he would drop an album.
No, because remember, that's how artists used to drop once in a year. You know what I'm saying? Remember that.
They used to drop once a year.
Yeah, to DMX changed the game. He came and dropped like 2-3 albums or something in a year or something.
It would normally be once a year. So you could sort of forget about the artist a little bit and get your anticipation built.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
George agrees with you. Bonds, what do you think? Kat said Charlie Baltimore would have had a better chance than Ashanti. She is another great artist. Do you think Charlie Baltimore would have had an opportunity if given more of a push? Honestly, I just went back and watched that music video she did with Ja Rule back in the day. I think it was Down Ass Bitch Cat.
Yeah.
And Charlie Baltimore's acting was really bad. Like she just like she was like toasting champagne and she was just like, it's like, dude, just be yourself. You don't need to be this macho character like a mafia chick. Like, just be yourself. Like, that's like, but I bet you, like Irv Gotti was like, listen, you're this kid, you're a murderer. You got to look at the camera like that. It's like, just be yourself, damn it. That's what happened. Like, we didn't want to see Charlie Baltimore put on an image. Why couldn't she have just been herself? That's just my issue.
That's a fact.
What do you think, Bonds? Could Charlie Baltimore have ever been bigger than Ashanti?
Well, I wouldn't compare it to Ashanti because she's a rapper. So how you gonna say? I mean, how you gonna compare a rapper to a singer? Like Ashanti don't rap.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So, but she could have been. Bigger. Like, it's the way the labels promote and put you in that thing. You know how hip hop is. Hip hop fans, man, they gonna respect you when they see you in certain situations, man. So, I think she was a dope artist. You know what I mean? But and she got her respect.
I want you to go back and watch that video after we get off, the video with Ja Rule and Charlie Baltimore, and tell me that she wasn't acting a little bit too extra. Thank you, Kat. Like, I was just watching this the other day because in my mind I was like, why didn't Charlie Baltimore blow up? Oh, it's because she was trying a little bit too hard.
Nah, shit like that could have something to do with it though. It could have been, personality things and
where the people just didn't buy into it so much. Oh, so Bonds, T.I.'s next album, Paper Trail.
Yeah.
568,000 copies in 1 week. T.I.'s biggest selling album in 1 week to date.
That's crazy.
The fourth highest debut of the year in 2008.
Was that Live Your Life joint with Rihanna?
This was Whatever You Like.
Whatever You Like.
Us.
Oh, Kanye.
Live Your Life.
Oh, that's it.
Dead and Gone.
All of them on one? Justin Timberlake, Rihanna, Kanye, of course.
Dead and Gone is going to kill Ayo Technology, Bonds.
So that's his biggest selling album, but he probably made the least off it because he got all them features on it. Big features.
Let me see. This is an interesting point I want to bring up, Bonds. So this album, Paper Trail, Grand Hustle / Atlantic, right? We've been accustomed to known he's Grand Hustle / Atlantic.
Right.
T.I. versus T.I.P. Grand Hustle, Asylum, Atlantic. King, Grand Hustle, Atlantic. Urban Legend, Grand Hustle, Atlantic. So, Bonds, let me ask you, we didn't go over this, but why T.I. versus T.I.P., Grand Hustle, Asylum, Atlantic? Do you think potentially at one point T.I. signed a deal with Asylum as T.I.P. and had to fulfill an obligation? That's why that album came out. Or what do you think?
Nah, I would say Asylum probably was. I don't know. I have to look up who was running Asylum because I don't know of him. But sometimes when it be extra companies in the mix like that, could be a management situation. Oh, yeah. It could be you don't know what piece of the pie they got. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why they call certain times when they say do have a 360 deal with one person be having all three rounds. But sometimes like Jay-Z got because I was thinking too, Jay-Z was T.I. was doing some type of business with Jay-Z. But this was before he really formed that Rock Nation like that. So I don't know if he was doing other things. I don't know about that Asylum because I ain't doing my research on it. But I think it'll be something like that more than he's by another name.
Yeah, before you logged in, somebody had asked me Rap a Lot versus So So Def. So I was going over both rosters. And apparently, at one point, TLC was with So So Def for management only bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So So Def was one of the hottest labels back then. Just getting around So So Def, you would be a part of that energy. So I
Mm-hmm.
can see why the crazy, sexy, cool, TLC would want to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm. How Game was with G Unit.
Yeah, similar, but I mean, yeah, maybe similar. I don't. I mean,
A lot
how?
of little nuances be, a lot of stuff be like that, be signing dude like
So after Paper Trail, this is when he caught his legal actions. He had to go to jail for a year. He wouldn't put out another album until 2010. Bonds, December 2010, and this album was gonna be called King Uncaged. Ultimately, it came out as No Mercy, which I think really threw people off. The singles, I know you're gonna ask me what were the singles. The singles, probably joints that you really wouldn't remember, Bonds. I'm back, yeah, got your back, you hear me, get back up, I
got your
can't
back.
help, huh?
I remember got your back. I think that's with Monica or something.
No, no. Oh, got your back. I don't know if it's with Monica.
I think I said I got your back. I think my
No,
girl.
no, no. It's with Carrie Hilson, Bonds.
Hey, Kerry Hilson, yeah, somebody I know. That's who it is, Kerry.
Would he be playing that at the Versus, Bonds?
Probably because you got to pick. You probably got to pick one from all his albums, right? So you got
You
to
gotta
pick
pick
one from
20.
that. Yeah, that's one big one. Chicks like that, females like that. That's how I know that song because my girl played it.
Okay. So this album actually, he went back, man.
I thought it was.
This album, Bonds. Can you give me a prediction? What do you think T.I.'s return album from jail sold in 2010 after selling 568,000 copies first week? What do you think his return album from jail, No Mercy, sold in 1 week?
Mm, at first, from five something, a year later, jail cooled down a lot. Maybe some anticipation. I'm gonna say game is starting to change at this time. I'm gonna say 260, 300.
Nah, man. T.I. came home from jail and moved 159,000 copies in 1 week.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
How devastating must that have been to T.I.? I remember one time, rest in peace, DMX. He went on the Breakfast Club. I don't know if you saw this, Bonds. He said, and Charlemagne said, "Yeah, you're probably going to sell 50,000 in 1 week." And DMX was like, "I'm going to sell a whole lot more than that." And DMX ultimately came out and sold 16,000 in like 26 copies in the first week of Undisputed. What must T.I. have been thinking going from 568,000, 470,000, 522,000, now going back to 159?
Well, he had to know he didn't do. Listen, a lot of that promotion be your shows, press, features. You know what I mean? Appearances, interviews, a lot. He know he ain't do none of that in the last year. He been. You know what I'm saying he was in jail,
Right.
and he got to be honest and know he wasn't as hot as he was because he was going through that. So his creativity wasn't exactly there. Then he see the singles. You see the singles that he putting out. So when you got a crazy one or when you just trying to bounce back like so. I don't know if what his expectation was. I mean, people love themselves, so he probably had high expectations, but I don't know, man. Maybe he was very disappointed. I guess.
Yeah, the checks must have been significantly different. You're like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Well, I don't know if he was with the label, he might have got paid beforehand. So
Yeah,
how much he owed would have been different.
and plus, T.I. started venturing into other things at this point, Bonds, like doing reality television, other
Yeah.
films. But it's like you said, you hit it. When T.I. was out between Urban Legend and king and trap music and urban legend. He was out promoting himself, building his legend, building his brand. And that's why he was able to move 500 pieces in a week. Now he was in jail the whole year, 2 years in jail because he came out and got caught with that ecstasy too, if you don't remember, and had to go back.
Go right back.
And so now he wasn't able to do all that publicity. He lost his Axe deal. I don't know if you remember, Bonds. He had a deal with Axe. He was going on an Axe tour, performing in front of thousands of people, just promoting himself to promote Axe.
Yep. That's what happens, bro.
So let me see, where can we really go from here? Because T.I.'s career kind of and this is in 2010. So from there he released Trouble Man. I want to see if Bonds remembers any of the tracks on Trouble Man, which is gold. It went gold in 2013, just gold, Bonds. He had Go Get It, Bail. This is probably the one you remember. Trap Back Jumpin'. Track back jumping. And then after that, 2 years later, so now he's released an album 2010, 2012, and 2014. He dropped Paperwork. I know you probably remember that title, Bonds. Was this kind of a throwback to his Paper Trail album in a way, his highest selling album?
Maybe it was a play off that.
Little play. Not as bad as The Game doing the documentary too, though, right?
Right. Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with The Game doing the documentary too. He moved about 100,000 units of that in a week.
Yeah, and he had Dre back too, though. So
I'm not sure how much for. We'll have to take a look at that one day.
Yeah.
So, oh shit, let me take a look at the bonds, because it looks like by Paperwork 2014, T.I. has moved over to Columbia. Yep. Trouble Man was his last album. Trouble Man was his last album with Atlantic.
And a 5-album deal.
5-album deal. And then he moves over to Columbia. Let's see. About the Money. Oh, yep.
That's
About the Money.
If it ain't about the money.
About the Money with Young Thug. He's definitely doing that. He's definitely doing that.
I ain't picking up. That's my shit.
Yep, that's going to be the one. And that's 2014. So he's got a record as of 2014. And then he dropped an EP called The Nick that you might not be familiar with. It was an EP that he was using to build up his album called The Dime Trap.
Oh, yeah. It was The Nick. It was 5 songs on it.
Yep.
The Nick, 5 songs, yeah. I remember that.
He ain't going to be doing none of the joints from The Nick at the Verzuz battle, though.
Nah. I fucking light it, bro. You serious?
Oh, wow. He did an EP with Rock Nation, Bonds.
I told you, yeah. Yeah.
This was in 2016. It was called Us or Else.
Yeah. Us again.
Wow. He had a record called Black Man with Quavo, Meek Mill, and Ra Ra. Switching Lanes with Big Crit. Yeah, nothing too crazy on here.
God.
Come on, man. Okay, Us or Else. Let me see if Dime Trap was with Rock Nation. That'll be interesting. Nope. He took Dime Trap to Epic Records, Bonds.
Yeah, he was getting them bags, but he know how to get T.I. know how to get money, man.
Bro, everybody wanted to cash out on some T.I. Bonds. Why not? He's a commodity.
That nigga took that show everywhere.
Yep. Let me see what he had on Dime Trap.
Lighter, bro. You serious?
I'm not really seeing anything. Yo Gotti, a song called Rafe with Yo Gotti.
That's my joint.
A word?
Yeah.
Okay, so T.I. got some shit.
Ray Fire, yeah, Ray Fire.
Oh yeah, Cat talking about his son's Damani. Ti's son Damani's actually doing music.
Yeah, he's nice too.
Yeah, they're from right out. Yeah, you're out there in Atlanta. I be seeing him moving out there, man.
Yeah, the money's nice.
Yeah.
Shit, too young.
Um, damn trivia.
Right.
What is the Ti and R. Kelly track bonds?
Damn, they
What
do
is
got a
that?
track.
I don't know what track Ti had with R. Kelly.
Nah.
Let me look it up right here. It's called. Oh, it was on Trouble Man bonds. It was called "Can You Learn" featuring R. Kelly.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I don't see why he would want to use that. I mean, Trouble Man was one of his least known albums.
All right, T.I. was on the "I'm a Flirt" remix. T.I., R. Kelly, and T-Pain.
Okay. Yeah, another record that I don't see the use of him doing. T.I. is more of an upbeat kind of guy, and he has. Oh, you know what he's gonna do too? He's gonna do "Your Love" with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah,
He's
gonna do that. Oh,
what's up, man? Where's your lighter at?
that's what I'm saying. Looking for you. See me over here panicking.
Go get a lighter, man. I'll hold it down for a second.
All right, fuck it.
Bonds is gonna go find a lighter. Ti with Me featuring Lil Wayne was yeah, George. Some of those records that we had mentioned, like Ti featuring Eminem, Touchdown, the record you're talking about, Ti and Lil Wayne. Some of these joints can be used solely based on the fact that they're a feature. But honestly, unless you're having the featured artist coming out and performing with you, then there's probably relatively no point in doing it, because usually it seems to me on the versus battle, they'll cut off after the first verse because they're on there doing 20 records. So they're playing 40 records. Steve Drive, I'm glad you just tuned in because we're just about to go over the 50 cents records for the verses. We're just about to go over 50 cents records for the verses. We just went over all of T.I.'s joints, and Bonds was like, yo, I'm not even going to front Mikey T. I didn't know. I ain't even going to front Mikey T. I didn't even know what it was with T.I. I kind of woke Bonds up to T.I. So we're going to go over the 50 records now, and we're going to see how he can really contend. We're going to see how he can really, if he can contend. About to see. Okay, Bonds is back. Bonds got a lighter. What you smoking on, Bonds?
This shit is called Motor Cake AAA. Shit.
You think I should mess with any Project Gumbo?
Project Gumbo.
You're like, what the hell is that?
Yo, what's that? I don't know. Project Gumbo?
You're like, yo, bro, just go to the dispensary, man.
Yeah.
My shit be looking real better from the dispensary, huh, Bonds?
Nah, them shits was looking crazy.
I know you want this one, bro. This is one of the best ones, bro.
Ooh, what's that called?
The Georgia Pie.
Georgia Pie.
Yeah, this is like one of the legitimately the best ones. And then I'm on these too. These are awesome. I bought 7 of those because I wanted. Yeah, that right there, probably one of the best tasting weeds.
I think resident bed. That's a honey bun.
And then this one, the lemon pepper, had to grab it.
Yeah.
So
cool.
So we went over some of the records. You think he's gonna start with How to Rob? You think he's gonna play the Beyonce record? When we look at his first album, Get Rich or Die Trying, he's got In the Club, 21 Questions, Many Men, PIMP, If I Can't. Is there anything we're missing on there? Right there. That's
Nobody likes me. That's okay. So I don't like y'all anyway.
Well, you're not like me. So that's 6.
Murder. I don't believe you.
What about High All the Time, Bonds? Is he going to be playing High All the Times at the verses or no?
Mm.
How about when the beef gets the pump in the what about Heat, man?
Oh, Heat is my shit. So my Heat, if it's beef cocking and dumb it, the drama really means nothing. And me, I ride by and blow your brains out. Nah, that's yeah.
Is that gonna he's
That's
definitely
right
playing
there.
that? He's definitely playing that
You better play that.
and getting all crazy on the stage with T.I. like me, I ride by and blow your brains out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be at home getting crazy. Like,
Hold on. I said 21
my
questions,
hair
right?
gun.
I
Oh,
said
did you say
21.
21 question? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
I
I said
just want
21
to
questions.
chill and twist the lie. Come on. Once he dropped that, that's gonna be different though.
Is he playing back down Bonds?
Come on, man.
He's
No.
playing back down for sure.
Probably that's crazy. Yeah,
Bonds.
and all that. Yeah, he probably bring M out too.
Bonds, you said Steve Drive says, does he start with How to Rob or What Up Gangsta? You said 50 should come out and start with How to Rob, or do you think What Up Gangsta is better, or is What Up Gangsta a better response record to something that T.I. does?
He gotta start with Nobody Likes Me.
Yep.
Don't.
That's okay.
Nobody likes me, but that's okay.
Yep.
Like
He's got to make everybody realize that he's the underdog, right? Because,
you gotta come out just like that.
Yep, he's got to make it look like he's the underdog. T.I. comes back, and then he drops How to Rob. T.I. comes back, and then he counters T.I.'s Let's Get Away with the Beyonce record.
There you go. There you go.
This is from the dispensary. This is not a backdoor dispensary. This is from the dispensary. I like that, Bonds. I like that. You really set that off right. You really set that off right. So I'm looking here. We gotta make it to heaven. Nah, he's not gonna do Don't Push Me. Does he do Don't Push Me if Eminem's there and he brings Banks real quick? Since he just had Eminem do Patiently Waiting? Or to one.
Baby.
Okay. Oh, damn. We didn't even touch on it. He's got to do Wanksta or no?
Nah, you gotta do Wanksta.
He's got to do Wanksta.
Gotta do Wanksta.
Wow. So What Up Gangsta, Patiently Waiting, Many Men in the Club, Heat, If I Can't, Back Down, PIMP, 21 Questions, Wanksta, You Not Like Me, How to Rob. What is that? 12 already?
Oh man.
That's 12 already on the first album, mixed a little bit with his unreleased debut album. So now we're gonna move on to the Massacre. But honestly, Bonds, before we even get to the Massacre, we got to talk about the records he could pull out if he needs to with the game. He could pull out How We Do. He could pull out Hate It or Love It.
Yeah.
If he needed to. Do you think he needs to do that?
He really don't. I mean, it depends on he going against T.I. At this point right now, nah.
At this point, he does not need him. But if somebody wanted to pay 50 to bring Game out,
Oh, nah, he ain't bringing Game out.
what if somebody wanted to pay him?
Nah, there ain't nobody paying him to do that.
Nah.
50 don't do shit like that. He had problems with somebody. He not even kumbaya with dudes that he cool with. You know he ain't kumbaya with somebody that he.
Saying somebody pays him $250,000 to be on that stage with the Game, he might take that check.
I doubt it.
We'll see. But so you say he just does the records with Game without the Game though, because like I said, they do cut after one verse.
He may not even do them, but he might get on some cocky this and do like Hate It or Love It. You know what I mean? Because it's his song. Or something like you mean say it's his song.
I was saying this a little bit earlier. You know, we mentioned with T.I. T.I. has a record with the Eminem, and he has a record with Lil Wayne as well. In a versus, there's really no point in playing a feature record unless you have the artist come out and do his verse, because they really cut it after the first verse.
Right. Anyway, yeah.
That was kind of a mistake that Fat Joe made with Slow Down, you think, Bonds? Not bringing Young Jeezy out?
He bought everybody else out. I mean,
Should have brought Jeezy out, because that's when Ja Rule was like, does anybody even know that song? If Jeezy was there, everybody would have knew that song.
yeah.
But anyways, let's talk about the massacre.
Yeah.
He has
Real,
Disco
bro.
Inferno. He has Disco Inferno, Candy Shop, just a little bit, and he has Out of Control. But I'm gonna say use the Out of Control remix, Bonds.
Out of Control remix.
Yeah, with Mobb Deep, because the original Out of Control sucks.
Yeah. I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't. Too into. Yeah, that wasn't my joint.
But oh shit, hold on. I had to break down the sales real quick.
Remix.
Let me see if it says right here. So yeah, the Get Rich or Die Trying album actually sold 872,000 copies in 1 week. And as we read out, that's more units than T.I. ever did in 1 week. Now, the Massacre sold 1.15, 1,150,000, I guess. So that is more than double of T.I. Well, that is just about double of T.I.'s highest selling album. What do you make of those sales there? Is there really anything to make of them? Was 50 Cent just more of a phenomenon?
Yeah. 50 was a phenomenon. He had he had a lot of energy, you know what I'm saying, from the whole gyro situation, the whole, you know what I'm saying, shot 9 times, the whole, you know what I mean, take over, the whole link with Dre and M. It was an avalanche, man. 50 hit like a tsunami, man. It was different.
Bonds. George says 50 smokes T.I. with 2 albums. At this point, we've already got 16 joints for 50 Cent to play, not counting the game records. 16 joints, Bonds. You said T.I. impressed you from what we were going over. Before we make our decision, I just want you to put that in your mind. Now let's go over the rest of this Massacre album and see what he could potentially play. I don't see him doing records like In My Hood, This Is 50, I'm Supposed to Die Tonight. Is he gonna do Piggy Bank?
He might do Window Shopper. Is
We're
that
not there yet. That's a whole different album. Um, is he gonna do Candy Shop, Bonds? He's got to do Candy Shop.
I'll take you to the candy shop. I don't really like that shit, but he might do it.
Some people in the chat said he can't do Candy Shop.
Why?
They find it corny. I don't think he can do Amusement Park, Bonds.
Yeah.
But he could probably do Candy Shop, but not Amusement Park.
Amusement Park. Maybe Candy Shop. He could do Candy Shop. I mean, that was one of his singles. He released it, so he probably gonna do it. Like, it's probably, you know what I mean? He's probably gonna do it.
Yep. What about Get in My Car?
I could do without it though. He probably don't do that.
You think he'll do that?
Nah.
No. Okay, so we got Rider Music, Baltimore Love Thing, Guns Come Out, My Toy Soldier with Tony Yayo, Position of Power. One that he might do, Build You Up with Jamie Foxx. Do you think maybe he'll bring out Jamie Foxx real quick?
Sure. Jamie Foxx might do it. Possible.
Hold on. Doesn't T.I.
got a joint with Jamie Foxx? He on the Jamie Foxx joint, yeah.
Yeah, that's Live in the Sky.
Yeah. They both can call Jamie. They might get him there.
Oh shit, George brings up a good point. One we didn't even add. Magic Stick with Little Kim.
Mm-hmm.
That makes 17. Steve Drive says Candy Shop is trash, but a worldwide hit. 700 million views on YouTube. Yeah, you got to go with that one out of the two. Amusement. We're gonna get to Amusement Park in a second, but
It's a big hit. It's trash though.
but Bonds, Build You Up. Is he gonna do Build You Up with Jamie Foxx or no? I build you up
Yeah.
if ever I fall down. Promise me you'll be around. Hold me down. I don't know. He might not. He might not do that one.
Not gonna do that at the first.
Is he gonna do the hated or oh shit? No shit, Bonds. Window Shopper is here on the France re-release of the massacre. Window Shopper. That's
Yeah.
definitely gonna be on there.
You can use a window shopper.
So that's 18. Best Friend with Olivia also featured on.
Too.
Is he doing that one as well, Bonds?
He could. It depends on what. If he get pressed with an R&B country, he could. That's that was big from the movie, the soundtrack. Yeah, he could.
19 Bonds. Hustler's Ambition.
That's about shit too though a little bit. He might do that.
Okay, let's see. What he we forgot the albums, or we're moving a little bit ahead of some of the albums and tracks he did with his artists. So Seductive with Tony Ayo.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he does So Seductive with Tony Ayo.
That's fire though. That's a banger.
You think he's gonna do So Seductive?
Probably he could. That's a big joint, man.
Yep. Shit. We got Beg for Mercy, two Bonds, the major singles for Beg for Mercy. Damn, let me bring it up since we're done with the massacre.
Die Trying soundtrack.
Well, we kind of went over the Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack with Best Friend, Window Shopper, and Hustler's Ambition.
Whip your head, boy.
He's gonna do Whip Your Head, boy. Yeah, he's got to. I get. But let's see. So we got Popping Them Things. Stunt 101.
That's my shit. I like Stunt 101.
Want to Get to Know Ya.
Want to Get to Know Ya. With
Joe. So that's 22 right there. And Smile. They don't do Smile because that's a Lloyd Banks record, even though that was a single. They don't do Smile, right? Yeah. Okay. Colossal the Don says, do they do My Buddy, Bonds? I don't think they do My Buddy.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Does he bring out G Unit, Banks, and Yayo?
I think he does for Stunt 101, Want to Get to Know Ya, and Popping Them Things.
In a perfect world.
In a perfect world, but we're already at 23 records, Bonds. He doesn't need to bring out G Unit. He doesn't need to showcase So Seductive. I don't think Steve Drive, would there be a record from Lloyd Banks' Hunger for More album that 50 did, or Young Bucks Straight Out of Cashville? I don't think.
Nah.
No, there wouldn't.
They do their own verses.
So the only one that 50 would potentially do would really be So Seductive with Tony Yayo.
You might do Straight Out of Southside or something.
Oh, stop it, man.
Well, rap for the hood.
All right, so let me see what came next.
Outside.
Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack. And those were the singles we mentioned: Hustler's Ambition, Window Shopper, Best Friend. I'll Whip Your Head Boy. Okay, so we're adding I'll Whip Your Head Boy. 24. What about Have a Party with Mobb Deep? I don't think there's no room for Have a Party, man.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary.
Even though I like that record.
Rest in peace, Prodigy, man.
Yeah, man. He had a hell of a verse on that, man. Nah, Steve, they're not doing Let Me In with Young Buck. They're not doing G'd Up. I mean, I'm telling you guys, if they did a group versus, G Unit would do those records, but it's a 50 versus. So now we're going to move on to Curtis, one of the worst albums from 50 Cent.
What he had on Curtis?
Amusement park. Straight to the bank. I get money. Ayo technology, and I'll still kill. So right off the rip, I mean, I get money's going on there. That's 25. Ayo
Ayo technology.
technology. That's 26. Um, my question was, does I'll still kill with Akon get performed? Nah.
No,
Straight to the bank.
maybe. But with all these joints he got, he could probably do straight to the bank. I was thinking about that, but I don't really like that. I ain't gonna lie.
And I don't think
Let's
he's
do
going
without
to
that.
do amusement park bonds.
Yeah, I'm a fast forward that.
Let's see, what else did he have here? Now, this album bonds. So 50's first album, 872,000 copies in the first week. 50 Cent's second album, 1.15 in the first week.
Dang,
Bonds, how much did Curtis move in its first week?
that's crazy.
Who knows in the chat? How much did Curtis move in the first week? Bonds, what is your prediction?
I'm gonna say like 5 something.
691,000. He actually switched the whole marketing. Bonds, he switched the whole marketing. He was going to name his third album Before I Self-Destruct, and then he decided to scrap that whole album and do Curtis instead, saying that he was making a more personal album where you would hear different things like him laughing and him making more noises that he would make in natural life, is what he said. Steve, it was 691,000. And I didn't want to include West Side Story because that 50's only featured on the hook on that. You know, the West Side Story joint, Bonds?
Yeah. Right, yeah. Kanye, that's when he was beefing with Kanye.
Yep. And
Kanye helped push that album.
And he went number 2. And this is when it gets kind of weird for 50, you guys. Hold on. Let me go over some of the tracks on this joint, Bonds, to see if anything else really stood out to you. He had My Gun Go Off, which I wasn't really happy with. Man Down was really good. I'll Still Kill, Akon, good joint. I Get Money, okay. Come and Go, another Dr. Dre throwaway. Ayo Technology, wasn't really feeling it. Follow My Lead with Robin Thicke. Would that be at the Verzuz?
Probably.
Follow My Lead.
I go.
Follow My Lead. That's all I
got.
got.
I mean, he had like 30 already. He don't even need that.
Yep. He had Straight to the Bank, Amusement Park, a record that I hated, Fully Loaded Clip.
Got a fully loaded clip.
I was in the grams. I was in the kitchen cooking 1,000 grams while Beyonce and Jay-Z was kissing. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I hated that. Peep Show with Eminem, horrible. Sorry to say, man. Eminem and 50 have made such better music. Why? Fire with Young Buck and Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls could have been so much better. Do you remember that record? I'm gonna take these bricks and break them down. If you want, I can tell you by the pound. These bricks and break them down. If you want, I can buy the pound. Yeah, Young Buck was featured on the hook. It was pretty cool, you know. And then he had All of Me with Mary J. Blige, which I really liked. Do you remember that one?
Nah.
Now if I give you all of me, what you gonna give me back? That is calling me. What you gonna get? It's the moon and the stars or whatever you into. 50 is like, it's the moon of the stars or whatever you into. The money I acquire. Yeah, 50 is on this shit. Yeah, I didn't like Gatman and Robin either, George. I didn't really like 50 and Eminem's comedy type joints.
Yeah. I didn't like that song either.
And Fire 18 and Flight 187. Yeah, no, that's not the one on this album. This one is actually Curtis 187. But yeah, so this album was really, really bland to me. The worst of 50s albums. All of them. All of them, Bonds. Guess Who's Back, Power of the Dollar, Get Rich, and The Massacre. This was the worst.
Yeah, it was.
Let's see. Runtime, Bonds. 55 minutes.
Mm.
Let me tell you. The Massacre, runtime, 77 minutes. Get Rich or Die Trying, runtime, 53 minutes. So
Mm.
Massacre was technically supposed to be a double album, I do believe. Or they were talking about the idea of it. So what do you remember about Before I Self-Destruct, man?
Before I self-destruct,
Yeah.
it was cooling off. You know?
Trying to find the sales for this. I do remember the sales for this, man, not being really great, really crazy. So they had put out a single, a warm-up single for this. Do you remember? I said, get up. And they did like a whole promo video where 50 Cent was doing the Will Smith movie, I Am Legend. And Get Up was produced by Scott Storch. I
What
said,
year was that?
I said, I really don't care. I'll throw my money in there. Something like
What
that.
year was that?
That was 2009. And they, don't you remember they did the whole throwback video with Dr. Dre and M, like they were back at that base from In the Club, and it was like, filmed in Nevada or whatever. It was like, this is a special location.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, I don't know. I be smoking. I don't know how the fuck I miss. How the fuck I forget that whole period.
And they didn't even put that on the album, Bonds.
I ain't gonna lie to. Before I self-destruct, he ain't got nothing on there.
He's only got the record called Baby by Me, and I believe that was with Neo.
Yeah, and I ain't really. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't crazy about that.
And let me see. Yeah, this is where Flight 187 was on.
He ain't got
But
nothing on there,
he had a record called Could Have Been You with a man he dissed for years, Bonds.
man.
He had a record called Could Have Been You with a man he dissed for years, R. Kelly. 50 dissed R. Kelly for so many years, Bonds. How was it not a bigger deal when he came together with R. Kelly to make a single, bro? Did he just wait too long?
Why he don't got R. Kelly name on it?
It's a bonus track, it says here as well. Like, how did they drop the ball on that? Was it just too late?
Was you said this was what 09?
Yeah, this is 09.
Yeah, maybe.
He missed the ball on that because I would have thought 50 working with R. Kelly would have been like printing money the way he dissed him. Remember?
Yeah,
Remember, he dissed him on the 8 Mile soundtrack. He said, then I watched the tape and the whatever he said,
probably ain't taking personal though. 50 probably told him, man, it ain't that personal when I just making a song.
Right. Yeah, I just don't understand why it wasn't I just don't understand why it wasn't a bigger spectacle. I thought that alone should have sold this album. Am I wrong, Bonds?
Yeah,
I mean, he had the bigger single. He had the bigger single with Neo, though. Remember the Have a Baby by Me, baby, be a millionaire.
and that's what fluffed it to the numbers that he got, bro, because it wasn't that many bangers on the joint, so he used that, man.
He did have one banger on there, wasn't it called Okay, You're Right. Okay, You're Right. The one where they put on the mask for like clown and all that?
Yeah.
Anyway, he does that at the Verzuz, puts on the clown mask.
Nah. I don't know. Okay, though.
Let me see if Let me see if "Okay, You're Right" is listed as a single here. I don't think it is.
He had a video for it.
Yeah, their single they have listed is "Do You Think About Me." Remember that one? I think that's the one was like, "Do you think about me?"
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who was on the hook?
I don't know who was that.
Olivia?
That's what I was about to say.
It doesn't have her listed. Hold
Yeah.
on. Do you think? Nah, no. Oh, is it Governor? Is that a guy? Governor is an R&B singer.
Do you think about me?
But yeah.
Deuces right.
Oh, and "Do You Think About Me" is produced by Rockwilder. Let me think. Yep. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right, bro. Man, so Bonds, after going through all these records, I mean, it's evident who had a longer career when it comes to music. You know, it's evident who had a bit of a longer career, you know, looking at, you know, the relevancy of their albums. You know, 50's relevant albums were done by 2005, you know, with the Massacre dropping. But actually they had the Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack drop at the end of 2005 as well, with Hustler's Ambition and Window Shopper
Right.
and I'll Whip Your Head Boy. You know, so that was 2005 as well. But by 2007, Curtis, 2009, Before I Self Destruct, we didn't even go further. Bonds, 2012, he released Animal Ambition. I didn't really feel the need to go any further. Bonds.
Yeah. No need.
He's not going to be doing anything off of Animal Ambition, although he did have a pretty cool ballin' record on there.
Mm-hmm.
I dig the way 50 tried to release that album. Now, T.I., he just had, you know, 2003, 2004, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2010, 2012, 2014, 2018, 2020. You know what I mean? He even has a release date for a new album in 2021 called Kill the King. You know, T.I. obviously, evidently had more of a focus on releasing his albums, but 50 could really just contend in this verses off of his first two albums, Bonds.
Yeah. He got enough. There's only 20 joints, man. So can't bring all them albums anyway.
But you said, but Bonds, you said I was really opening your mind when we were reading the T.I.
No,
statistics.
that's a fact. That's a fact.
So, what do you think, man? What's going to be the outcome if this versus does happen? Does 50 have this one? Is it going to be more close than Ja Rule and Fat Joe than Dipset and the Locks?
Oh man.
Jada said it was like 20-6. You know what I mean? Ja Rule said it was like 16-7. Is this one going to be a little bit more neck and neck?
It would be with the 20 joints. And I think it'd be more exciting too, because I think it'd be more back-to-back hits. This would be like, you know what I'm saying? This would be back-to-back hits, man.
And not to mention, this really would be the biggest verses that they have put on, judging by the sales bonds. Judging by the sales, the first week sales, like these sales have eclipsed the numbers that Fat Joe, that Cameron, that Jadakiss, that they've all done. These are so that might be why it's so hard attracting these bigger names. But I mean, T.I.'s down for it, Bonds.
Yeah. 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 T.I. want that. T.I. ready to, you know what I mean? Well, that's what's up though. T.I. just got rid of you know what I mean? They just got rid of that little case and all that. Like, so that's what's up.
Ti apparently has a new album to promote. You know what I mean? I think this is one of the best platforms to promote an album. Like at one point, Bonds Ludacris knew he was going to be doing promo for the Fast and Furious movie, so he decided to drop an album around that time because he knew he would be doing a shitload of press. So he was like, "Yo, and I got an album out too," and he actually sold more units than usual. I think this was one of his later albums. It helped him sell like 30 or 40,000 units.
Right. Smart. Yeah. Using that same, you going on the promo run. All right. Just drop an album. Just do it. Promote. Have something with you. Bring something with you.
Bonds, did you ever see the movie ATL?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. I'm glad because somebody asked earlier.
They about to do part 2 or something too. They said.
You better get down there for a role then, right?
Man, wow.
Yeah, I don't really know what that movie's about. I haven't seen it, so I couldn't answer this
Oh.
question. But
Oh.
they asked Bonds,
Mm-hmm.
what movie was better? Get Rich or Die Trying or ATL? Are you thinking that hard because Get Rich really wasn't that great? Like they kind of dropped the ball on it a little bit.
Cause I'm thinking, what lasts longer? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would I rather watch now? What did I watch more?
Crazy how people are still talking about ATL
Yeah,
and the rollerblading, I guess,
that's what
or
I'm
something
thinking.
like
Like,
that.
what's
Nobody is
better?
talking about Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah, ATL was better.
Wow. That is crazy. Because the reality is, you guys, everyone watching, nobody's talking about Get Rich or Die Trying. Nobody is the movie. Nobody is talking about the Get Rich or Die Trying 50 Cent video game. They didn't take as much effort into these projects as 50 did his album. Like I don't know, I think 50 Cent's movie should have won awards if they had done it correct. But you
Yeah.
know, a lot of those movies. I had just went back and watched the Tupac movie. It really wasn't that bad. I mean, it doesn't they don't hold a candle to NWA movie though.
Yeah, the NWA movie was cool. Oh, that Tupac movie they came out with? Oh yeah. That's one.
I just have a bad taste in my mouth for like the Notorious movie, the Get Rich or Die Trying movie. I think what was it? MTV who did the Biggie Smalls movie with them.
Yeah.
Let me look that up.
Big Notorious.
Not too sure if they did, man. Not too sure if they did. MTV has done some decent films, but they've also dropped the ball on some films. Like I think they made the one movie called The Frickin' Forest. Another story though. Hold on. ATL, T.I.'s little brother got caught up with drugs, right, Bonds?
And he was about to yeah, Big Boy was on. He was hustling for Big Boy or whatever.
Yeah, Get Rich should have been as big as 8 Mile if they really took the time with it. If they didn't really just try to hot shot it or something like that. Maybe I'll go back and watch that, man. Maybe I'll go back and watch that. We could do a review on that, Bonds.
Hell yeah.
Get Rich or Die Trying review.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's give them our prediction, man. Your official prediction, Bonds. Who would take the versus battle? 50 Cent versus T.I. I got a feeling I know where this answer's going since you're a Queens dude.
I mean, you gotta ask me, man.
Why'd I even ask?
Why'd you even ask me, man? Southside till I die, man. Southside, we outside.
All right, man. Well, you know what, man? We're gonna have to get our thoughts from our panel co-hosts, Twiz and Rosewood, but I'm gonna go with ATL. I'm gonna go with the king of the
Yeah.
South. I'm gonna go with the man who did 50 claimed he was the king of New York.
Did he ever say that?
Did he say that? Did he say that in that Jadakiss disc where he's like, "I wake up, stare at the ceiling, I'm alive. What a beautiful feeling. I put my vest on, or after I put on my drawers, it's a habit. I'm already prepared for war.
I
My
believe.
life's like some shit you done seen in a flick. Bitches, bitches. What does he say? Bitches like porn stars seen in a flick. I don't know what he said. But yeah, I'm gonna go with T.I., man. I'm gonna have to give it to T.I. I think Dead and Gone is gonna kick AO Technology's ass. I think
Do that.
50's gonna come out with like "What Up Gangsta," and T.I.'s gonna be like, you know what, man? You know how we deal with that? He's gonna be like, I got my top back, and my thing low, and my top right, high, and then he's gonna be like, this is how we deal with that, 50. We deal with that with energy. I just think that's the way he's gonna come at it, man.
That's my shit. I like my beat.
What happened to my weed? Did I finish my shit? So that's it. We got a
drop. That beat drop. Now let it feel like it. That's crazy. That now when he dropped that, that's gonna be crazy. And the ace that
like us. He does swagger like us. Could 50 come back with the Hate It or Love It G Unit remix? Hate It or Love It, and then he brings out Banks, Buck. Not Buck. No, that's probably it. How's he gonna come back at swagger like us, man?
I get money.
Yep.
I get it.
Yep, you're right.
The water sold in the bottle for $2. Coca-Cola came and bought it for millions. What the?
Have a baby by me. Is that where he said, "Have a baby by me, baby, be a
Baby
millionaire"?
by me, baby, be a millionaire. Write the check before the baby comes. Who the hell cares?
Bonds, was that lazy for him to make that his next single?
Nah, not really. It was a hot line. Then he made it a hot song.
Who said that? Cassidy?
Nah, man.
Oh, it was Jay-Z.
Jay-Z said that. Yeah. Huh? Jay-Z said that to Nas.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I sampled your voice. You was using it wrong. You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song.
Crazy. I mean, judging by the 50 Cent tracks that we went over tonight, man, does 50 want it? Does 50 want it with somebody like Nas when it comes to a versus battle?
I don't want to speak prematurely on that. I want to really think about it, but I don't know. Yeah, man. 50. I would put 50 against for another queen spot. Maybe I'll say 50 got to make it past like Nori or something first. Man.
What? Out of your mind. 50 make it.
I'm talking just amongst queens though. You know what I'm saying? Cause yeah, of course everybody else will automatically say. I mean, as a Queens nigga, I don't necessarily put Nori is up there.
Yo, Bonds. George asks, could Dolph give Yo Gotti a run in a versus? Mikey T and Bonds, King of Memphis. What do you think? Could young Dolph give Yo Gotti a run?
I mean, it's 20. He gonna lose. He gonna lose, man. He gonna lose.
Yeah, he's gonna probably be good for the first 5 or 10 joints.
First 5 joints, then he gonna lose.
Would Yo Gotti would Young Dolph take that one?
Take which one?
Against Yo Gotti?
Hell no.
You don't think he would do that?
Nah. I fuck with Dog too.
I think it would be more the other way around. I think it would be more like Yo Gotti wouldn't take it, Bonds.
You think Young Dolph will take it?
Yeah, I think Young Dolph would take it in a second. I think he would.
What is Yo Gotti going? What is Young Dolph gonna play when Yo Gotti played DM?
100 shots, 100 clips.
Why would he play that for?
Hold on.
Going down to DM, bro.
Ask me another. Ask me another record of what Yo Gotti's gonna do and how Dolph is gonna respond.
What about that? I wish I tell on my old back it up. Shit with Nicki Minaj.
Oh,
Yeah, fuck it up.
when he does Rake It Up.
Make it up. Make it up. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's easy. Young Dolph is gonna do 100 shots, 100 clip.
It's golf.
You got another one?
That-
Young Dolph is gonna come back with 100 shots, 100 clip. Hey, my jewelry on. My light go to my jewelry go turn my lights on. Yeah,
Yo,
nah, Dolph is dope, man.
you crazy.
That's a conversation for another day. That is a conversation for another day. But yeah, no, man, I'm just saying. I think young Dolph would jump at the opportunity to do a versus with Yo Gotti, but Yo Gotti is just so like he's just got so much going on right now. I don't think he would accept that, man.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Yo Gotti go against Ti? I mean, I don't know if Yo Gotti even really wants to do it.
Yeah. Nigga ain't gonna want to do do a versus against somebody he know got more joints than him.
I think Moneybag Yo would probably. I mean, I think Young Dolph would have to go through Moneybag Yo first, right?
Yeah, something like that.
What? Dolph could play Scotch. I don't think. I mean, Dolph has some dope records. I just don't remember the titles of them. I guess.
Yeah.
Bro, stop it. Yeah, play with your bitch. Yeah, but listen, those are records that are like diss tracks, man. Nobody wants to. I don't want to. I don't want him to come to the verses and do play with your bitch.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
that battle would never happen because they got real beef. Maybe.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I don't see Fifth doing the verses, man. I don't think we're gonna get a 50 Cent versus.
Hey, man, he called him out at his own show's premiere, Bonds. I think that call out's going to go a long way.
Mhm.
He was playing a medley of all his hits, and he was like, Yo, Fifth, I'm waiting on you, man. I'm waiting on you. Playing all of his dopest records, you know? Oh, shit. Yo, we didn't even, he could play Shot Down, the DMX and Styles P joint, Shot Down. Get you shot down. You don't play that. You shouldn't say that.
I'll get you shot. Damn.
Yeah, man. Bonds, I really appreciate you tapping in, man. Let everybody know where they can go get your new album. For everyone tapping in, Bonds has a new album out called The Local Legend. Tell them a little bit about
Right
it, Bonds.
in your pocket. You could go right in your pocket. It's right in your phone to that place that you listen to music at all the time, where you listen to your favorite songs at. Just go to the search bar, type in my name, Bond Simmons, and it'll all come up. Follow me on Instagram, tap in with your boy. You know what I'm saying? It's a new religion, man. Teach and reveal. Truth and reality, that's what we deal with. Paul Car Radio, it's my second home. You know what I'm saying? Mikey T, my bro, from another mother. And we rocking. It's how we doing, man, for the love of the culture, love of the game, for the love of wisdom.
Oh, and Bonds, Benny the Butcher has a new record with Drake out right now. Drake released the joint. It's called like the Buffalo Freestyle. It's
Oh,
pretty
that's fire.
crazy. It's pretty
Oh,
crazy.
you know, I was listening to Dog Law and Havoc joint earlier.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. I listened to a bunch of cuts off of that and the new video as well.
Hard. That's hard, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's hard.
A lot of great music out right now.
That's hard, man.
Dark Low's new Extreme Measures album. We got Bond Simmons Local Legend album out right now, man. Whole lot of great music out. Dark Low's got Styles P on there. Bonds actually featured Dark Low on his album as well, man.
Yeah, Dog Low's on that Local Legend. Go check that out, man. It's fire. It's fire.
Yeah,
It's
man.
fire.
Appreciate you tapping in tonight, Bonds. We will see
All right,
everybody on the next episode.
To the next episode. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. Smoke.